everybody. So I'm just going to be doing a drive around and run errands with Mare video. I think vlogs are kind of fun, and I've not done one before, but I really wanted to do one. And sorry if the footage ends up being kind of shaky. I just am filming off of my iPhone with this like janky $12 thing I got off of Amazon. But my brother and his girlfriend got engaged, so I'm going to this like dinner in a few hours for them, but I've got some errands to run before them that I'm trying to get done before like traffic gets absolutely insane. Yeah, and we're not eating till like 8 o'clock, and I know I'm going to get hungry, but I don't. It's like one of those weird in-between stages where you're like, well, I can't eat dinner, because if I eat dinner or something heavy, I'm not going to be hungry by the time 8 o'clock rolls around. So I'm gonna go get myself an acai bowl from, I think that's how you say that word. I never know if that's how you pronounce it or not. It looks like you pronounce it acai, but I'm not really sure you pronounce it. But that's how I'm gonna say it. But they're delicious, and I get them from this place called Nectar that's in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I live, if you guys didn't know that. I also have to go run and get 2 different vitamins that I ran out of, so this is going to be a super interesting vlog, because I'm doing, you know, things like buying vitamins. But I just wanted to do a vlog because I've never done one before, and that's like part of the reason why I love Graveyard Girl, or Bunny Myers, because she does these things called tea vlogs, and she goes to Starbucks and usually gets a tea, and then she sometimes goes to Sonic if like Starbucks is out of whatever she wants, or if I guess if they're closed. Sure, people are like watching me filming myself in my car right now that are around me, so that's not awkward at all. Just kidding, it totally is. And it's kind of nice having your phone hanging in front of you because it works so good as a mirror. And this is the Clinique Black Honey Almost lipstick that I Insta-storied about the other day, that I love. It's so pretty, but it gives like a natural kind of sheer sheen. But anyways, that's not what this is about. This is a follow Mare around video. My vitamins I have to go get vitamin K2, and I also don't know how to say this word. Spirulina. Does anybody know how to say that? I never know how to say that. I take these because I'm vegetarian, and so there's just vitamins that I have to take every single day to make sure I'm getting all the nutrients that I need, because it's just harder to get like your B's, your vitamin B's, and then like K2 is for your blood too, I think. I went and saw this allergy doctor, and he's holistic, and he pulled down my lower eyelid and like looked at my eyes, and he asked me, he was like, "Are you anemic?" And I was like, "I don't know. How are you supposed to know if you're anemic or not?" And then I told him, well, it could be because I'm vegetarian and I'm just not getting everything I need because I don't eat meat anymore, or meat products. And so he told me I should take B12, and he told me I should take spirulina, and there's one other one he told me I should take. I take a B complex. I don't just take a straight up B12, and then I take spirulina. And I think he told me to take kelp also, but I don't take kelp because it says on the back of kelp, if you buy it, that it can mess with your, it's supposed to like help people with like thyroid problems in a natural way, and I don't have thyroid problems, and so I just didn't want to start taking something that would possibly mess up, you know, something in my system that already works well. It's kind of like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know that I noticed any change when I started taking them in my energy or anything like that, but hopefully it helped whatever problem he thought I was having. So yeah, that's why I'm going to the vitamin shop, because I'm out of both of those. He didn't tell me to take K2, but I looked up, if you're a vegetarian, like kind of the things that usually you can be deficient on sometimes if you're not eating meat, and it was K2, potassium, B12. I think there's multiple kinds of vitamin K, but K2 is the most important kind if you're going to take any kind of vitamin K, so that's what I take. And I think it's the only kind that's like proven to actually be able to be absorbed by your system from things that I've read. I also don't know that I feel any bit different when I am taking vitamins than versus when I don't. You just kind of do it to, like, you know, cover your bases. I was supposed to have my drum and acoustic guitar lessons this evening, and I debated whether or not to go, because technically I could have fit them in before having to meet my brother in Dallas for his little, hey, we got engaged dinner with family. So technically I could go, it would just be pushing it. And my drum class, I get super sweaty, and that sucker is like actually a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I know how to play the piano, and then I picked up taking acoustic lessons, I guess like a year ago. And so you don't really get sweaty from holding a guitar and strumming some strings. But the drums, like, I get sweaty. Good grief, who opened the gate? But yeah, I didn't want to go to my drums class, like, with my hair done and my makeup done, and then be all sweaty. Plus, I felt kind of weird going to my drum class and my guitar class, like, all done up. In my drum class, I'm probably older than everybody in there by literally, like, 10 years. I didn't want to go to a class like that with, like, my hair and makeup done, because I usually just look like this, and so I didn't want to just, like, all of a sudden show up with my hair and makeup done, because I just felt weird about doing that. I know that's stupid, but I do. And I'm gonna have to leave the guitar class early if I go. And the class is only 45 minutes, so I just kind of felt like if I have to leave 20 minutes early, that's half the class that I'm missing, so I just might as well not go. So, I don't know, I kind of talked myself out of it. But I'm gonna go run in and get my acai bowl that I ordered through my app on my phone, so I just get to walk in and pick it up. So, I'll be right back, you guys. I'm back! Fast as lightning. Actually, it is really kind of like fast lightning. I hate it when I get hairs that go across my forehead and stick to it because of my moisturizer. And I have blonde hair, as you can clearly see, and so it's hard to see those suckers where they are. I feel them though. Okay, that one's not attached to my head anymore. Whoops. I'm gonna put my hair back too because it's driving me crazy. I really like having long hair because it gives me so many options of what to do, but it kind of gets annoying sometimes because it just is unmanageable and goes everywhere. My husband tells me that he thinks I should write a like cartoon show and then do all the different voices because I have so many kinds of voices I can do. Not sure if anybody finds that super annoying that I talk like that, but you know. So here's my little acai bowl nectar juice bar. And I got a mango acai bowl and it's delicious. It's my favorite. I've tasted the berry one. Here's kind of what it looks like. Ooh, it's got some coconut and some granola and some bananas. I think they actually make their granola there. I don't actually know what's in this, but it's delicious. Hey, the neighbor to the next to me has the same car as me, only his is black. What you doing? Hey! Car twins! I also have to go to the post office because I gotta drop this off. It looks like a Sephora box, but I marked off that stuff because it's not a Sephora box. I repurposed it to mail something, so I called Poshmark to sell stuff I don't. It's just for clothes. Sorry that you're hearing my car come on and like connect to my phone. I've used this app for forever and I've sold I think like over $400 worth of my stuff on there. So I posted on Poshmark. They take 20% of whatever the person pays for it. You get to set the price and then the buyer pays the shipping. So all that's taken out of it is 20%, which is nice. You do have to pay for an upcharge of shipping if your package weighs more than 5 pounds, which I hope this one doesn't because it kind of feels heavy. It's a pair of shoes that I was selling. I don't know, that's kind of dang heavy. I don't think that's more than 5 pounds. But it's pretty great. You can either repurpose a box you already have. They have the priority boxes you can just walk in and get from the post office, or you can even have boxes from the post office sent to your house. So you just stick it in a box and then you print off the prepaid label that the buyer pays for, tape it to the box, and then you just drop it off at the post office. I always make sure that I get a receipt because in case it gets lost, I want to have proof that I actually dropped it off at the post office. Even if the box were to get lost in the mail through shipping, they're still going to pay me whatever it was that I sold my items for. So that's kind of nice that they don't require you to go through all these different loops to get your money to prove that you sent it out. That's how there's another app called Mercari, and then I've shipped something through another company before too, and they make you, where they tell you to make sure you get a receipt when you drop your package off. They basically tell you if your package gets lost and you're the seller of the item, it's your responsibility to go and file a claim with FedEx or UPS or the Postal Service or whoever you shipped your box through to get your money back from the item that you shipped. And so that's why I like Poshmark, because they don't make you go through all of that to get your money. It's just really easy. I just post stuff on there and I leave it, and it stays there for however long I want to leave it on there. Like a lot of other shopping apps that I've used where you can resell used items or just stuff that you don't want anymore, they will like delete or remove your item from being listed on their app if it's set on there without any activity for 90 days or something like that, or 60 days or whatever their policy is. Mercari's taken my stuff off, and so I like that Poshmark just leaves it. You can leave your stuff on there as long as you want to. I literally will post stuff on there, and like a couple years later it'll sell, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot I even had that and was trying to sell it. Like today, like these shoes, they've been listed on Poshmark for forever, and I tried to sell them even through like a consignment shop. I've taken them to 2 different resale places and they just wouldn't sell. And I know like most of you are like, well, at that point, why wouldn't you just like take them to Goodwill or somewhere like that? Well, my nicer things, I don't really like doing that with. Like if it's from Target or H&M or Forever 21 or somewhere like that, I don't mind taking it to just Goodwill because I know it was inexpensive anyways. But for nicer items, I like to hold on to them to see if I can't get them to sell, even if it takes me forever. And sometimes I'll give stuff away, but just to Goodwill or wherever. But I really don't even like giving stuff away for Goodwill because they just take it and then reprice it and sell it. It's not like they're doing anything kind for anybody. They're still making money off of your items. They're taking them from you for free, and then they're still gonna go turn around and make a profit from them. And I know that person that owns Goodwill, he's like actually really rich, and so I just don't like taking my stuff there. I would rather take my stuff to somewhere that I know that they like donate the items to people who actually need them. And there's only one of those places around me that I know of, and it's kind of out of the way. I have a piece of coconut flakes from this acai bowl stuck to my cheek. What the heck, Maine? What the heck, Maine? If you haven't heard about Poshmark and you want a place to go sell your items and you don't actually have to like bag it up in a trash bag and take it with you, because I know when I clean out my closet and do that, I always have to take my mom. She has to help me carry my massive trash bags into the store, and that's kind of annoying because you have to carry it back and forth, and then you have to wait for them to sift through all your items, which sometimes takes forever depending on if you bring your items on a good day or a bad day when lots of other people have brought their stuff and you have to wait for them to go through your things. And I just don't like handing my stuff off to somebody and then not knowing if they're honest about putting all the stuff I brought into the store back in the sack that I brought my stuff in. So it just seems shady. Like I kind of go to those places as a last resort because I don't feel like they're very honest, and I don't like just dropping my stuff off for hours and hours and not knowing if they're putting all the things back that they really don't want, or if they're honestly stealing some of my stuff. And then they are kind of shady about how they price everything. They give you like, 10 cents for something, but you don't know it because they took so many things and they push this sheet across to you and they're like, oh, we'll give you $100, but they're taking literally like 500 items from you. I don't know why I'm going off about Poshmark on this video. Sorry, it just came to my brain because I'm having to go to the post office to drop something off that somebody literally bought today. It's starting to get crazy out here. Everyone's getting off work. There's cars everywhere. Kids are out of school. And it's just crazy to me that... Sorry, I'm going on another segue. I'm off the Poshmark thing. Let me finish and wrap that up for you real quick instead of not finishing my thought. If you need a place to sell your stuff, go to Poshmark and sell it on there. Okay, moving on. I live around a lot of schools, and it's crazy to me. I see people all the time that are like, fresh out of the egg and are driving a car. Just a little baby peep that just hatched. And they're driving a flippin' car. I don't like it when people don't know what they're doing in parking lots and they're indecisive. Like, make a decision, yo. I'm the one that was supposed to stop, not you. Okay, now I'm at the vitamin shop. You guys can see it back there. When you're 16, it's such a big deal that you can drive. So if you're out there in the world and watching this and you're 16 or wherever you live, whatever age you're allowed to drive, it's such a big deal. And I have a really late birthday. My birthday's at the end of April. And technically my parents could have held me back. I'm glad they didn't. But technically they could have held me back where I was really old for my grade, and instead I was really young. So everybody, pretty much everybody, all of my friends turned 16 before I did. I don't think you realize when you're that age how young you are and the responsibility you're given with being put in a car and how dangerous it is. I just don't know that you're even aware at all of how big of a deal it is that you get to drive. You're just so excited that you get to drive and you have this freedom and independence and you feel cool and you get to be in your car and listen to loud music and no one can tell you not to. But I, like, as an adult now, I drive around and see kids, and I say kids because I'm not in my teens anymore. When you're 16, you don't feel like a kid, you feel like you're so old. Sorry, I'm not trying to be patronizing if you're 16. I'm just saying you'll realize when you get older, wait 10 years, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I was so young, and you'll be crying at every birthday after like the age of 22. You'll be crying because you're like, I don't want to get old. You'll realize how young 16 was. But I'll see these little like 16, 17, 18-year-old kids in cars, and I'm just like, I can't believe that child is driving a big metal thing with wheels around on the road. I can't believe that's normal, and that it was normal to me when I turned 16. That's crazy that we like let 16-year-olds do that. It's not when you're 16 you're super pumped about it, but when you like age 10 years past 16 and then you look back, you're like, man, I can't believe we let 16-year-olds do that. And I'm sure that's how people looked at me, and honestly, I'm sure that's how some people look at me now. They're like, I can't believe that 16-year-old's allowed to drive. I'm not 16, you guys. Teeth check. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get my vitamin K, I'm gonna get my spirulina. Anyways, I'm gonna go get my vitamins and then we'll be back. So now I'm going to drop off my package at the post office. I really hope it's not crowded. This post office that I go to usually usually has some sort of a line. Hopefully I can get in and get out. I just need to drop off the box and get a receipt, but that means I still have to wait in line. Thankfully, all the stuff that I needed to go do, get a snack, buy vitamins, drop off a package, are all super close to each other. That is one thing that I so love about living in California, or not living in California. That's something I so love about living in Texas instead of California now. Because my husband and I, we both lived in California for a period of time. I lived in Los Angeles for 5 years. And my husband lived there for about 11. And we met out there. But man, it just, anytime you need to run errands, sure, all of you have heard stories and people making fun of Californians and how they talk about take the 405 to the blah blah blah, to the 101, to the 10, to the PCH. So it's like this gigantic puzzle and you have to take like 3 highways, sometimes 4, to get to where you need to go. And Texas is not like that, and I'm so thankful for that. Just to run, like, hello, this person's just backing out, not even looking. That person just backed out of a parking spot to park in the one next to the one they backed out of, and then almost hit me in the process. Brilliant. But in California, it would take me an entire day to run errands because nothing's by each other. Any store you need to go to is at the ends of the earth, and it takes forever just to get to one place. Like if I had to go to the pet food store to get dog food for TJ, that took me 30 minutes just to get there. If I needed to get to, there's no such thing as Walmart. At least in Los Angeles, there's not Walmarts. You could find a Target, but you had to drive a little bit. And the other thing I hate about California, at least Los Angeles, parking lots do not exist. You are paying for everywhere that you park. You're going to have to learn to parallel park even if you don't want to. And I don't really like doing that. I actually have a really small car that's perfect for parallel parking. I hated it. You have to parallel park. You always had to have quarters because back then they didn't have the same meters they have now where you can put your credit card in, and then sometimes you'd come up to those ones where you can put your credit card in and they were broken, so you had to have quarters. Because then if you didn't have quarters, you just had to park somewhere and hope you weren't going to get a ticket by the time you went in wherever you had to go in and come out. And then I'm sure you've also seen those like things or videos joking about how ridiculous the parking is. There will be a pole and it will literally have signs attached to it from the top of the pole till about midway down of all the different rules about parking in that area, and it will all have different times and different days, and it's like reading a foreign language. And I got a couple of car tickets just because I was so confused about the car parking rules, because the signage is so dang confusing. And things say AM and other things say PM, or something will start in the AM where you can't park there and end in the PM. Then there's just some streets in Los Angeles where you have to have a permit to park there. That's the only way you can park there if you have a permit. LA, as fun as it was, living by the beach and the atmosphere, there are absolutely things I do not miss about it. And like, if you're really young, it's a lot of fun, but there's things like as a grown woman when I'm like needing to just go to Walmart and get some random things like a lint roller and my laundry detergent and trash bags, that you just things you have to do when you're an adult that are so hard to do in Los Angeles, which out there they're like, you shouldn't have trash bags. You need to burn everything that you use. Environment. I'm just kidding. I actually recycle. That's my beef with you, Los Angeles. Your parking stinks and you don't have Walmarts and nothing is close to anything else, and you gotta drive an hour to get from place to place. And it takes all day to run your errands. Whereas in the beautiful state of Texas, it takes me less than an hour to do everything I need and be back home. I'm going into the post office now. I'm dropping this package off and getting a receipt. So I dropped off my package and it was really quick, and wouldn't you know it, my guitar teacher was in there and I'm missing tonight. Of all the post office in the entire world, that's the one that he was in on the day that I'm not coming to class. Pretty much don't have anything else to tell you guys. I'm headed home and then I have to get ready to turn around and leave to go to this dinner with my family and my brother's fiance's family. So I hope you guys had fun watching me do my first vlog video. I don't really got anything else to say to you guys, but I will say thanks for watching. Don't forget, as always, to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And let me know in the comments down below if you liked this kind of drive around, run errands with me video. Maybe you guys hated this. I don't know. But let me know either way what you thought about it. And I'll keep making them for you guys if you liked it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!